Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of Hamilton City Council for January 29th, 2025. A little after 6 o'clock. I apologize to all of you for being late. Roll call, please.
Moeller.
Present.
Holman.
Present.
Fear. Vaughn.
Present.
Ryan.
Present.
Nab.
Present.
Lauer.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. I set the motion to excuse Councilmember Fear for reasons known to City Council.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Pullman, second by Councilmember Nab. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, that motion is carried. We now go to an offering of prayer. I forgot who is adding for Carla Fear. Offering a prayer by Councilmember Carla Fear, Councilmember Susan Vaughn. Followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand if you are able.
Thank you. As we gather today for this City Council meeting, let us begin by reflecting on the decisions we are about to make. Each choice we discuss has the potential to shape the future of our community. The policies we enact, the budgets we approve, and the projects we invest in all play a crucial role in creating a safer, stronger, and more vibrant city for our residents. As always, we extend our deepest gratitude to our first responders who offer medical assistance and maintain peace in our communities. Their dedication is something we will never take for granted. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Prior to getting to special presentations, we had a member of the city family pass away this week. Scott Kalick was an employee in our IT department for almost 30 years. That type of passion, that type of dedication, you just don't see that too often anymore. He was important in building the superstructure that we call IT, and went about his business quietly, very well. He was a rock star volunteer at River's Edge. You'd see him and Bill Kraft smiling, working hard, making sure everything was plugged in, turned on, and everything. He leaves 3 daughters, and he clearly will be missed. I'm beyond council. Want to say anything before we do a moment of silence? Moment of silence, please. Thank you. Special presentation time. And pleased to have Ann Combs join us.
And you two come up.
You get it first. You get it first. How about back in the day?
Okay. This is Liam and Jody Connington. And they live on New London Road. And this is a picture of their Christmas house. And it was just beautiful. So I'm giving them the Christmas Presentation Award for this year. And isn't that pretty? Let's all give them a hand.
I happened to see this family in church. I mean it. I see him in church. Liam, you used to be about yay tall, and I think he was involved in Civics Day, City Council. He's involved with church. And by the way, Conta family is the Flubbs family. So that's, you folks are, heck, you're like the first family of Hamilton. But Brian's not here. Brian's involved in so many things, and they are so generous at Flubbs to hire our young people, have great quality ice cream, and also involved in other things in the city. So you also get this certificate of recognition. City of Hamilton, Ohio. This is certified that Brian and Jody Connaughton of 1354 New London Road are hereby awarded this certificate of recognition for receiving the December 2024 Home and Garden Appearance Award and for dedication to keeping the city of Hamilton beautiful, signed by myself as mayor, acknowledged by all members of council. Now, would you folks like to say something? Oh, come on.
Who did all the work?
Who did all the work?
My husband follows directions very well.
All right, I should probably drop the microphone on that. Thank you very much for improving the appearance of our neighborhoods, for challenging people like me to do a heck of a lot better. And another round of applause for the Connaughton. And for Ann Combs. Thank you. Yep, great seeing you.
Thank you.
All right, Ann, we're done today then, right?
Yep.
All righty, another good job. Thanks for the photos.
See a rock garden.
Well, I walked away with your certificate. I think you may want to
I'm sorry.
keep this.
Thank you so
I walked away.
much.
My fault.
Thank you.
Okay, we now get to audience of citizens. Let's see if anybody has signed the book. Nobody has signed the book at all. Anybody is welcome, if they sign the book, to come speak to us at council at the podium. Nobody did sign the book this evening. So we're going to go to the consent agenda. That includes all staff reports, all caucus reports, a November 2024 finance report, and November 2024 investment report. We're going to go to the committee of the whole so that council can consider these reports, may ask questions, provide directions, or comment on the reports. So I'll accept the motion that the regular meeting be recessed and the committee of the whole take place.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Councilmember Vaughn, seconded by Councilmember Ryan. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, that motion is carried at 6:10 p.m. Who's walking us through this? Mr. Clerk?
Our first two items will be presented by our Director of Economic Development, Mr. Jody Gunderson. I'll do it.
First item on the agenda tonight is a recommendation relative to establishing a municipal public improvement tax increment financing district to encourage development just off of Gateway Avenue on Hamilton Mason Road. The project out here is estimated at about $13 million and will create about 40 jobs. We're requesting a 100% TIF over a period of 30 years for infrastructure, and just wanted to point out that this is consistent with the compensation agreement that we have with the Hamilton School District. Questions?
Thank you, Jody.
Next item is a recommendation relative to establishing a municipal public improvement tax increment financing district to encourage redevelopment of the Durana Hybrid facility on Bell Avenue. This one's kind of near and dear to me for a lot of different reasons, one of which is it's really went a long way to eliminating some of the blight that we've seen in that area. And what they're proposing to do is construct a building of about 100,000 square feet. I think this will be a little bit more fluid. I think they're going to try to get as much building done on the properties that they own over there, but about 65,000 of it's going to be about warehouse and training, 25,000 for manufacturing, and about another 10,000 for office. This particular company is probably positioned itself ideal for this day and age. They do a lot of work in the fulfillment industry with the Amazons, and they also do stuff in the bottling. They manufacture these systems, they design them, they manufacture them, and they install them. I mean, they are pretty much a one-stop shop. They currently have 61 jobs on site. They're going to be creating about 55 new jobs. Our road work in that area is projected to be about $4.8 million. City council or city staff is requesting that support for 100% for 30 years. This will be for the infrastructure, including the roads and the realignment within this area here. And again, this is consistent with the school compensation agreement that the city has. Questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Please.
I just have a comment. Jody, this is amazing. The Durana there is just amazing. Every time I drive by, I do a double take because the area was so in need of improvement. And I never in my wildest dreams would have guessed something like that would go in there. You know, I consider it was housing, there'll be housing, but it's amazing. And so thanks to everyone who's been a part of that project. Thanks to Durana for being here and doing what they're doing. Do you know how many acres that's taking up there now? Or blocks?
I don't know how many. I do know they've acquired quite a bit of property. I bet all in all that the property that they've acquired for this project is somewhere around $4 to $5 million.
Yeah.
Considerable amount of investment. I'm very fortunate that they've decided to grow their business in Hamilton.
Yeah. Well, thank you to everybody for all their work and it being there. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Councilmember Knapp.
I echo Councilwoman Vaughn's comments, Jody. When Durana came to Hamilton and they created jobs in the community, people walk to work, they walk back home, they engage and employ people from Hamilton. I'm sure they search elsewhere, but their continued growth, as Susan said, has just been phenomenal. Their footprint in that community, their continued partnership, and what they come to you with, to us, the city with, is a great opportunity in their expansion. So we sure appreciate them being here and their continued desire to expand and be part of the Hamilton community. Jody, thank you.
I'd say, and what I always say is the biggest compliment a company can pay to a community is that when given the opportunity to expand, that they decide to do it in the community they reside in. Because there's lots of competition out there for that business, but these guys have done extremely well here, and we're seeing that they want to invest locally. So,
Good, thank you.
I want to piggyback on what fellow council members have said. They're also good with our high school students and those wanting to learn about making things. And when you take a tour through there with students, I mean, they are locked in. And thank you to all they've got, I think, a government liaison there who we deal with. And it's just, come on, folks, come on over, take and see a look at the students that we are showing the business to, and possibly they'll be working for Durana Hybrid. And it's made Lindenwold an even stronger community by being there.
I agree. I think, again, it's a business that's kind of bringing businesses back to neighborhoods where things can be walkable, actually, to the places that you work. So it's really a good project, I think.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting this done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next will be a presentation by our Director of Health, Ms. Cindy Hogg.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I hope you're all doing well this evening. I am here this evening to speak to you about amending the city's classification and compensation plan to allow for a new classification of registered environmental health specialist in training. Our health department is in need of finding another way to fill our position for registered environmental health specialist. It has become a challenge to fill this position. Other health departments across the state have had the same challenge and have created registered environmental health specialists and training positions to help fill that need. I have worked with our HR department to develop the new classification. I believe it will enhance our department's ability to attract and hire new personnel. I believe it will maintain our current staffing levels and our current levels of customer service. It will continue to allow us to provide public health services and operate our department efficiently. With this position, Ohio Department of Health has training requirements for the REHSIT. We have experienced employees who will be able to meet these requirements for the training. Mentoring and training of this personnel will also help with our staff's development. There will be no fiscal impact. We currently have this position budgeted. It will allow us to hire a registered environmental health specialist or a registered environmental health specialist in training. I believe that this will help attract new individuals to work for our health department. Does anyone have any questions?
It's a very creative way to solve the needs of our health department. So I think it's just, what a solution. So
I
thank
hope
you
it's
for-
a good solution.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, please.
just, so will this person move into the position and no longer be in training? Is that the goal?
Well, yes, that
Okay.
would be the goal. So the position requires an application to the State Board of Sanitation, or excuse me, Sanitarian Board. And what happens with that, their credentials are reviewed, their transcripts are reviewed, and they are giving a sanitarian in training number. They then have 5 years to pass the test, the state test, and minimum requirements are 2 years under supervision of a registered environmental health specialist.
Wow, no wonder you're having trouble finding someone to fill it. If you have to go
It's
through-
a very high science background,
Yeah.
30 contact hours, so that's your biochem, organic chemistry, it's zoology, biology. So it's a particular skill set.
Great. Well, like the mayor said, yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Next up for agenda item number 4 will be a presentation by our Executive Director of Neighborhood Services, Ms. Liz Hayden.
Good evening, City Council and residents of Hamilton. Tonight, we are proposing a new pilot program for your review. We did take it to the Ordinance Review Commission earlier this month and had a positive conversation because it is a brand new initiative, so we wanted to make sure it got sufficient feedback. So you're seeing this tonight because we are trying to figure out how to move forward with the city's goal of adding new housing units to our community, especially in our traditional neighborhoods like the Jefferson neighborhood. So what the fee waiver proposal you're seeing tonight, the overview is, it's a 3-year pilot program within the identified target area, which is the Jefferson neighborhood, Jefferson Plus neighborhood, that the first 30 new single-family dwelling units that are sold to owner-occupants and include a 5-year owner-occupant restrictive covenant on the deed would be eligible to have utility and building permit fees waived apart from paying for the utility meters, which is $850. So this next slide shows you what this means. When somebody is building a new home in Hamilton, the fees, they somewhat vary, but are typically $9,287. That would be on the high end. And what we are proposing is to waive those in this area for the next 3 years, aside from that $850. That is that physical, the cost of the physical infrastructure of the meters. Overall, what this is being proposed is it's a value to the person building, or the organization building the home, of $8,437 per unit, up to $253,110 in total for 30 dwelling units. That would be the whole cost. That these are fees that would come to the city. It's fees that we would not get, but it's not a direct out-of-pocket cost. But these fees do cover city staff time. So there's effort being covered with these fees. So the good news is that for the utility fees, there's actually a repayment possibility for these fees just through having a new utility account, because right now these are vacant lots in the Jefferson neighborhood. They are not utility customers. So creating new utility customers, Christine Carr ran some numbers and basically said that if they were average utility users, there would be a repayment for each of these utility waivers that you see on this slide here, but they're all under 5 years. But there is no opportunity for repayment for the building permit fees. So most important part of this is, why are we doing this? Why are we proposing this? You saw with the overview of the overall costs of, the building permit fees being over, and building and utility permit fees being over $9,000, that they're a significant cost. It's a real cost as part of someone's building a new home. And we are trying to figure out how to get new homes built in our neighborhoods, and overcoming cost barriers is probably the biggest challenge that we're trying to figure out. So this is one of a few different ways that we're trying to make this happen. So we're hopeful that with this and also other initiatives like selling city lots for $1, and providing already done home drawings at no cost to people, can get some of these more projects started and complete to the finish line, so that we actually have significant amount of new homes being built in our community. And that is a very high overview of this, but what kind of questions do you have?
Please.
Liz, do we have some plans of houses that you intend to put in the neighborhood? Do you have some ready, or are we still researching those?
We're working on it. We're pretty close. The picture up there is the house that I think we're going to have the final building plans for. I think that we have an update that I should have grabbed that shows a better porch that actually looks more like the porches in the neighborhood that has like a concrete foundation. But yeah, we're getting really close to having some plans.
I would like to see those when you get them together. As you know, I'm very excited about this project. I think it's important to revitalize those neighborhoods, and I appreciate all your efforts.
Mr. Mayor, please.
Liz, thank you so much. I'm happy to see the owner-occupied stipulation in there. I think that is that's some strong language that need to be in there. So thanks for getting that figured out. I think this is going to be a very valuable program, and it's going to be a good start to something new in our Jefferson neighborhood. So thank you.
Great.
Mayor.
Please.
Liz, it's out of the box thinking, and it's what we promised our neighborhoods that we would do, and especially the traditional neighborhoods that need that breath of new life. As you said, we've got city lots. The threshold was under the 5-year stipulation and things. So again, the payment back, we're not generating any revenue on those lots right now, and having people live there, work there, play there families moving in that are confident in what we're trying to do and re-energize those traditional neighborhoods that need the new parcels and things like that. So as Joel and Michael said, when we can see the plans, for instance, what that house might be. Is it 1,800 square feet? Is it 2,300 square feet? What might it be? Basement, things like that. If it's going to be rear parking off of an alley and things, because that would be out closer to the sidewalk and street stuff like that. So we're excited for this opportunity. We knew it was coming, and thanks for presenting to us tonight.
Great.
This is like a short-term cost for what I consider to be multi-generational gains. I mean, this is how you create a family neighborhood, is by having these type of projects. And again, home ownership increases quality of life. And this is really wow. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Manager.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, if I could, this is an investment in our neighborhoods. It's an investment in our infrastructure too. If you look at the repayment schedule there, it's averaging out to 4 years. Mayor, this is going to be a home that's going to be there. It's going to be a utility customer for 100 plus years, generations of income there for our utilities. There's a vacant lot there now that is consuming resources. City staff are maintaining those. So to be able to eliminate that cost, this is a great proposition for us. As Councilmember Nab mentioned, that home that's pictured there, prototype home, it's approximately 1,200 square feet, 4 bedrooms. It's a family home. Those are workers in our workforce. Those are students in our schools. Those are customers and neighbors in our neighborhood. So I also just want to stress that while this pilot project is focused on Jefferson neighborhood, this is a pilot project for all our neighborhoods. We just had to start somewhere. This is where we're going to start. As we perfect these tools in this process, we plan to immediately apply it across the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
And last on the caucus agenda will be a presentation by our Director of Utility Services, Mr. Bill Hudson.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and citizens of Hamilton. I'm here tonight to discuss a land swap with the city of Fairfield. Fairfield proposed a land swap with Hamilton approximately 2 years ago, and we've been going through the motions, the process of discovering how it was going to work. Fairfield would like to receive the parcel on Nillis Road, which is kind of across from Sacred Heart, where we have well number 11, raw water well number 11, which we have there. Right now, the well is not in service because it needs a certain amount of repair. Fairfield would like that land for their downtown development. And if you have any Fairfield questions, Adam Sackenheim, the Assistant City Manager from Fairfield, is here for those questions, so I don't have to answer those. Okay. The other parcel they want is a section of land Hamilton owns on River Road, and so they have some frontage. From them, we would receive a parcel off of Grow Lane near the Miracle Ball Field in the back, which we would install a new raw water production well, and they would give us up to $1.75 million to build the well on that. We have done the research on the property, okay, and it is capable. This is the land we're talking Fairfield would like near their downtown. It's at Sacred Heart's across the street, Firehouse, and it's about 4.4 acres, and you can see up in the corner is where our well is at. You can see the gravel drive in that. So that is the area they propose that they would want for their development. What we would get, you can see the Miracle Field here. We would get about 8 acres down off of Grow Lane. We would get an easement to the property. We would get an easement so that we'd have the clearance we have to have that. The round area shows the sanitary clearance we have to have before we can put a well in. We've had the EPA tell us that's a suitable site. A test well has been dug, and all the tests have come back that it's an appropriate site to put a well. We have some wells in the area, so we have power, so we'll just extend our pole line, and so we'll be able to provide power to it. So it's a suitable site for us, and we'll get a new raw water well for production. The area off of River Road we're talking about is the parcel circled in blue is ours presently. When it was purchased long before I worked for the city for a future well, if we wanted to put one in. They're proposing the area right connected to it around in orange, along with an easement to get back to it. And as you can see right now, the size of that circle around that parcel, if it was around the blue one, we didn't have enough clearance to put a well in there anyway. So with the way the rules have changed, we couldn't have put a well there if we'd wanted to right now. So with us taking the back parcel and giving them the front so they have road frontage for their park, we can put a well back there when needed. So we've worked out the agreement and everything, which you'll see in coming through the next couple readings and that at council. So if you have any questions for me or Adam, just basically they need some property and we're going to get no harm or get suitable replacement for it and that. So it works out to both of our advantage.
Bill, I don't know which one's going to answer this, but I know that's right behind the Miracle League, right?
Yes.
Is what we're getting?
Yes.
And talk about putting a well in there,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Does that affect any of the Miracle League's future expansion?
Not that I know, but Adam might have a better answer.
I'm a big fan of Kim Nuxall, so.
Yes, please.
So, I know they have future expansion needs over there, so just want to make sure that doesn't.
Yeah, appreciate that question. Appreciate your guys' time tonight. My name's Adam Sackenheim. I'm the Assistant City Manager for the City of Fairfield. Yeah, it's a good question. So no, what the Miracle League Foundation has looked to do in expanding that property, building a gymnasium at some point that would go directly west of their existing ball fields. And they do have easements and lease with Fairfield to allow for that expansion. The 8-acre piece north of Joe Knoxville Miracle League Field, adjacent to Joyce Park, would be, unencumbered by that property or by that project.
I know they're working hard to raise the money, and it's I'd hate to see a wrench thrown in the middle of it. So appreciate that. Thanks for the answer.
Any other questions?
And Bill, maybe you both can answer this. When we read in a packet, and we received this over the weekend, what does raw water well mean? Is that raw water that then would become drinkable after it's treated?
It means it would go to the water treatment plant to be processed, and it's directly pumped out of the aquifer up, and it goes to the plant for treatment.
Gotcha.
So it's before the treatment process.
Okay, thank you.
Bill, you mentioned electric. To tie that in, it wouldn't be too much of a cost. It's
No, not at all. We've got, like I said, we've got wells in the area towards Joyce Park itself, so it's 3 or 4 poles. Nothing we can't do.
great. Thank you. Anyone else have questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes our presentations.
I'll set the motion. This committee of the whole be closed.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Councilmember Vaughn. Second by Councilmember Lauer. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, that motion is carried. At 6:36, I'll set the motion that the regular meeting be reconvened.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Councilmember Nab, seconded by Vice Mayor Pullman. Roll call vote on that motion, please.
Moeller,
Yes?
Pullman,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Motion adopted, 6-0.
That's adopted at 6:36. We now go to actions pertaining to legislative items and set the motion.
Mayor.
Vice Mayor Pullman.
I move that a note be made upon the minutes that each member of council was furnished a printed copy of each item of the legislation prior to its being considered at this meeting.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Pullman. Which one of you guys seconded over there? I'll take it. Seconded by Councilmember Ryan. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, that motion is also carried. And it's 6:37. So we go into pending legislation, agenda item number 6, second reading of an emergency ordinance, reassigning some pay ranges.
An emergency ordinance amending Schedule A of the city's classification and compensation plan as set forth in emergency ordinance number EOR 2024-12-117, adopted December 11th, 2024, amended from time to time by reassigning the pay ranges of the fire division, EMS assistant, and fire prevention assistant classifications, second reading.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Vaughn.
I move the ordinance be adopted.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Vaughn, seconded by Vice Mayor Pullman. Any discussion on this piece of legislation? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Moeller,
Yes?
Pullman,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Ordinance adopted, 6-0.
Go to agenda item number 7, second reading of an ordinance involving vacating a portion of some alleys.
An ordinance vacating a portion of South 11th Street Alley located between Maple Avenue, Alley A, and Maple Avenue, Alley B, and to vacate a portion of Maple Avenue, Alley B, located between South 11th Street and East Avenue, 4th Ward, City of Hamilton, Ohio. City of Hamilton petitioner, second reading.
Mayor,
Councilmember
I
Nab.
move the ordinance be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Nab, second by Councilmember Vaughn. Questions, comments on this one? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Moeller,
Yes?
Pullman,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Ordinance adopted, 6-0.
Go to agenda item number 8, second reading of an ordinance involving a new classification.
An ordinance amending Schedule D2 of the city's classification and compensation plan as set forth in emergency ordinance number EOR 2023-4-44, adopted April 12, 2023, by adding the new classification of event and media production technician, second reading.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Vaughn.
I move the ordinance be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Vaughn, second by Councilmember Ryan. Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Moeller,
Yes.
Pullman,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Ordinance adopted, 6-0.
And go to agenda item number 9, which is a second reading of an ordinance involving some property located on Hensley Avenue, near Hensley Avenue.
An ordinance dedicating 2,587 square feet and 1,755 square feet of 2150 Hensley Avenue, City Part Lot Number 319562 as right-of-way located on Hensley Avenue at the corner of Hancock Avenue, 5th Ward, Hamilton, Ohio, City of Hamilton applicant, second reading.
Mr. Mayor,
Vice Mayor Pullman.
make a motion that the ordinance be adopted. Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Pullman, second by Councilmember Nab. Questions, comments? Ready for the vote?
All right, Moeller,
Yes.
Pullman,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Ordinance adopted, 6-0.
Then we go to new legislation. Resolution budgeting up to $200,000 in grant funds from the Wilkes Foundation to plant trees within the city of Hamilton.
A resolution authorizing, appropriating, and budgeting up to $200,000 in grant funds from the Wilkes Foundation to plant trees within the city of Hamilton and directing the city manager to execute all documents necessary to accept and receive said grant funds.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Lauer.
I'd like to make a motion that the resolution be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Lauer, seconded by Councilmember Vaughn. Comments on this one? 1,750 trees. I mean, that's great, man. $350 per year, half to residents, half to our green space that the city owns. Big thank you to the Wilkes Foundation. I'm pretty sure Dave said he was going to be sending a photo portfolio to the Wilkes family as thanks. But, I mean, it's great. Plus, there's an intern, too, involved, I believe.
Yeah.
So this is great stuff.
Mr. Mayor,
Please.
I've heard a lot of positive comments since the article was in the paper. At a garden club meeting this past week, everyone was thrilled that the trees were going in. And of course, thanks to the Wilkes family. That's wonderful.
I think we're all very, very pleased about that. Okay, if there's no other questions or comments, roll call vote.
Moeller,
Yes.
Pullman,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, 6-0.
We go to agenda item number 11, which is a resolution involving a loan application with Ohio EPA Water Pollution Control Loan Fund.
A resolution authorizing and directing the filing of a loan application with the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency's Water Pollution Control Loan Fund program to fund the WRF's Centrifuge Addition and Gravity Thickener Replacement Project, authorizing and directing the city manager to execute all documents necessary to receive said grant funds.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Vaughn.
I move the resolution be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Vaughn, seconded by Vice Mayor Pullman. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Moeller,
Yes.
Pullman,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, 6-0.
Here we go to agenda item number 12, resolution involving the Safety Intervention Grant Program.
A resolution authorizing the acceptance of grant funds from the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation through the Safety Intervention Grant Program and directing the city manager to execute any and all documents necessary to accept and receive said grant funds.
Vice Mayor Pullman.
Make a motion that the resolution be adopted.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Pullman, seconded by Councilmember Ryan. Comments on this one? Roll call, please.
Moeller,
Yes?
Pullman,
Yes.
Vaughn,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Nab,
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Resolution adopted, 6-0.
Audience of the city manager?
Nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Audience of the city council?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Ryan.
just want to say thank you to First Financial Bank. They wrote us a letter of support for Amtrak, and the mayor and I attended a little ceremony yesterday afternoon, just across the street here. So we are very, very appreciative of our community partners at First Financial and Dwayne Greenwood and CEO Archie Brown. They are stepping up to the plate. They're backing us up. They're supporting our initiative, and they are supporting Hamilton. They're a great community partner, and I'm sure the mayor will allude to this, but they're bringing some jobs back, and their place looks great. They're doing some rehab work, and they are really investing in Hamilton, and they're investing in our future. So just want to say thank you to our partners at First Financial, and we are definitely looking for more businesses to help us out with our Amtrak pursuit. Thank you.
Yes, First Financial believes in Hamilton. We thank them for their letter of support. When they bring jobs back, invest money into an older building, that's like investing in our citizens and investing in our future. So we do thank them, and they're showing some real leadership getting behind it. So that's, yeah, another great thing going on in Hamilton. Anyone else?
Yes, Mr.
Please.
Mayor. I just want to remind everyone to get your tickets for the 3rd Annual Hamilton Neighborhood Summit. It's being held March 1st at Hamilton High School. We have many high school students that are in the audience tonight, and I know many of them are volunteering there. They may be serving on a panel. This is an opportunity for everyone in our community. This is not just for city leaders. It's really focused on our neighborhoods. So I encourage everyone to get your tickets. You can go online. I'm sorry, Daniel, I didn't ask you earlier to put the little QR code. But please, everyone, register for it. It's a breakfast, it's a celebration luncheon, and a lot of really informative sessions that I think everyone will get a lot out of. So I believe we will probably be packed. So be one of those that gets a ticket. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor,
Please.
I want to congratulate a young man that coached with me at Hamilton High School. He played at Hamilton High School. He was born in Hamilton, Ohio. I want to congratulate Tyler Walker. This past football season, Tyler Walker was the offensive coordinator for Montana State, who played in the Division I AA National Championship game. Unfortunately, they lost. But recently, he has received a job with Temple University as the offensive coordinator. He is now one of 133 offensive coordinators in the country. Pretty rare. He's very young, 35 years old, and has a great future ahead of him. And I want to wish him the best of luck in this year as an offensive coordinator. He's got a big job ahead of him, but I think he's going to get it done. What I want to say to our young people, Tyler Walker coached probably under me a little bit. He took a lot of initiative to learn his craft, and he spent every hour that he could with myself, Bob Jacoby. He went on to Miami University to be a graduate assistant where he worked for nothing. I encouraged him. I was, hey, get your degree. And he looked at me and he said, nope, My dream is to be a offensive coordinator in a Division I program, and he has achieved that. I am very proud to have been a part of his life, a part of his growth in his career, and I am very proud of him in his big career steps. So I want to wish him the best of luck.
I want to add to that too, because I've listened to WLW Radio interviewing Tyler Walker. I think it was 2 nights ago, maybe it was last night, but he does credit Hamilton. I think he slept at the door of Chuck Martin until they hired him.
Chuck Martin, this
for free. I mean, he's outworked for free, and you probably know the better story than I do.
So at 5 o'clock in the morning, Chuck Martin was pulling up, and Tyler Walker had his car parked in the space next to him, and Chuck Martin said, "Hey, just get here at 5 o'clock. You don't have to beat me." But he's a great kid, and it's going to be so awesome to see him. I think that all of Hamilton should be very proud of this young man because he has achieved his #1 goal.
I think he and his girlfriend, when they learned they were going to Bozeman, Montana, they weren't quite sure maybe where it was exactly, but they went to Bozeman, Montana, and they were like, 15-1 this year, a bazillion touchdowns. I mean, so yeah, it made you proud of Hamilton, and he was proud of his Hamilton upbringing and how it was part of his success was being in Hamilton, Ohio. So I was going to mention it and put you on the spot, but you mentioned it before. Right? Anybody else? Okay, Mr. City Manager, executive session.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it's a request for executive session for 2 reasons. The first is to consider the employment or compensation of a public employee or official. And secondly, to consider the purchase of property for public purposes if the premature disclosure of information would give an unfair competitive or bargaining advantage to a person whose personal private interest is adverse to the general public interest.
Okay. Is there a motion that council go into executive session for those stated purposes given by the city manager?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Mayor Pullman, second by Council Member Vaughn. Roll call on that vote, please.
Moeller.
Yes?
Pullman.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Nab.
Yes.
Lauer.
Yes.
Motion adopted, 6-0.
Okay, we're going to executive session at 6:50 p.m. We'll come out of the meeting to only adjourn the regular meeting, so there'll be no more public business. Thank you all for being here.